Hi, thank you for joining us. I'm Vida and this is the weekly news roundup. These are our top stories. Ministry calls on all governors to review ongoing construction projects for permits. Hun Sen slam report on Chinese military presence in Cambodia. Interior Ministry continues talk to scrap to pay to stay present. Court charges 3 police officers for allegedly taking bribes. Central Bank tests new mobile payment application. Agriculture Ministry says local fish yields are on the rise. We start with our top national stories. The Land Management Ministry on Wednesday called on all governors across the kingdom to review ongoing construction projects to ensure companies and building owners have the proper permits. The call follows last month's Sihanoukville building collapse that killed 28 people and injured 26 others. Provincial officials said the owner of the building lacked proper permits. According to a statement, Land Management Minister Sapara said municipal and provincial governors must take legal actions against companies constructing buildings without a permit or prior ministry approval. Mr. Sapara said buildings owners can also face legal actions if they do not have prior approval by local authorities. He said, quote, the move aims to ensure that buildings are built in line with legal norms and construction standards. Ministry spokesman Seng Lot said the authority must immediately stop projects lacking permits. Mr. Lot said, quote, all construction companies must obtain a permit or a license before they could begin constructions, adding that owners of the construction site must also receive approval from authorities, or else they will face legal action. Prime Minister Hun Sen refuted allegations that Cambodia has signed a secret agreement with China to allow the latter's armed forces to use a Cambodian naval base in Sihanouk province. On Sunday, the Wall Street Journal published an article saying the pact signed this spring but not disclosed by either side give China exclusive rights to part of a Cambodian naval installation on the Gulf of Thailand, not far from a large airport now being constructed by a Chinese company. In a statement to Fresh News, Mr. Hun Sen said the allegations were unfounded and distorted. He said, quote, it is the worst distorted news aimed at us. Not such things ever happens. Foreign Ministry base will violate Cambodian constitutions, adding that it's time to stop using distorted news about China's military presence in Cambodia. The Government Press and Quick Reaction Unit also issued a statement saying that it was fake news. It said, quote, Prime Minister Hun Sen categorically rejects the fake news spread by the Wall Street Journal, alleging that Cambodia has signed a secret agreement to grant China its military exclusive use of the Ream naval base near Sihanoukville. The Interior Ministry is continuing plans to scrap a pay-to-stay prison on wealthy inmates as it negotiates with a company that built it, noting that it is preparing to ask permission from Prime Minister Hun Sen to cancel the project. The facility was built at a cost of $4 million by Malaysian company Kunrekon Holdings, which was given a 45-year contract to run it along with the government. Construction began in May 2017. General Kieu Sapiak Interior Ministry spokesman said ministry officials are working with relevant parties who have invested in the building of the prison. General Sapiak said, quote, we will repay the money back to the company following agreements between the two parties, noting that officials will not make investors lose their capital. General Sapiak said the ministry will send a letter to Mr. Hun Sen to ask for his permission to officially cancel the pay-to-stay prison. He said, quote, we have abandoned the project because there are no such prisons in our region and that it's not stimulated by our constitution to segregate or discriminate. Lieutenant General Not Savana, spokesman for the General Department of Prisons, previously said inmates from PJ prisons would also be held in the new prison. George Supiep, Executive Director of the Cambodia Center for Human Rights, said in an email that she supports the cancellations of the VIP prison project. Ms. Supiep said, quote, prison reform in general must not be abandoned. It is imperative to address overcrowding in the Cambodian prison facilities. Phnom Penh Municipal Court yesterday charged 3 national police officers with accepting bribes in exchange for the release of 18 Chinese nationals suspected of operating voice-over internet protocol scam in Kampong Speu province. The 3 officers were identified as Sursita, Deputy Director of the Identification Department at the General Department of Identification, Rotpin Khmer Identity Bureau Officer at the General Department of Identification, and Wan Supiep Legal Procedure Bureau Officer at the General Department of Immigration. They were arrested on July 18 by Interior Ministry Counter-Terrorism and Transactional Crime Department. The 3 officers were previously questioned by the Anti-Corruption Unit before they were sent to the Municipal Court. Suvichirandi, Court Secretary and Deputy Chief, yesterday said the accused are now in pre-trial detention and they were charged with accepting bribes and attempting to obstruct law enforcement. According to the criminal code, those accepting bribes could face punishment of between 5 to 10 years in jail, while attempting to obstruct law enforcement could lead to punishment between 2 to 5 years in jail. On to our top business story this week. The National Bank of Cambodia earlier this week announced that it is testing a mobile payment application system known as Bakong. According to the central bank, the new system will facilitate money transfer and payments, including across national borders, while enhancing financial inclusion in the country. In a statement, it said, quote, "This project aims to offer banking services to the young banks, especially in the rural areas." It said, quote, "The Bakong system is a peer-to-peer fund transfer service available to retail customers of participating banks in Cambodia," adding that 4 financial institutions are so far included. They are Asilida Bank, Foreign Trade Bank, Wing Specialized Bank, and Watanap Bank. NBC said the system allows transfer in Cambodia reals or US dollar. It said users no longer need to know multiple digits of the recipient bank's account. They can now transfer money directly to their mobile number or scan a QR code. Via the Bakong app or through other banking services offered by member banks. Asilida Bank's Executive Vice President Sophonari told Khmer Times that the new system acts similarly to a digital wallet. Ms. Ponari said, quote, "Bakong basically brings all banks together. It is not about competition. It is about being more connected and working together." Freshwater and marine fish yields increased slightly during the first half of the year, with illegal fishing activity waning as a result of official crackdowns. According to an Agriculture Ministry report, from January to June, freshwater fish yields reached 167,950 tons, an increase of 380 when compared to the same period last year. Marine fish yields rose by 350 tons, reaching a total of 57,800 tons. Production in fish farms saw stronger growth, reaching 112,846 tons, an increase of 18,880 tons, the report said. Export of fresh fish products rose by 80 tons, reaching a total of 5,446 tons, while shipments of processed fish products increased by 30 tons to 3,250 tons, according to the report. These are all for this week. Join us again for the next episode of the Weekly News Roundup. I'm Vida. Have a good weekend.